Hi everyone, my name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with a weekly reading vlog. So I'm doing this very similar to how I did it last week, where I sit down with you guys every morning and give you an update from the day before. If anything interesting happens during the week and I have my phone available to do any fun filming, I will do so, but generally it's probably just going to be a sit down kind of wrap up throughout the week essentially. So reading wise for yesterday, I started a new book. So I started reading A Matter of Circumstance by Heather Graham. It is part of this 2-in-1 best-selling authors collection anthology. So there are two stories in here. One is the Heather Graham book. The other one is by B.J. Daniels called The New Deputy in Town. I actually plan on reading both of these. Now, if you look at my Goodreads or if you see my Goodreads, I am listing them separately. So I'm reading two separate books, but they are contained within this one volume. So that's how I decided to do it, because I was kind of going back and forth on how I wanted to input these books into Goodreads. And I realized, like, if I use this edition, it's counting it as one book, or if I do both, I get two books. So that's always exciting. So that's what I've decided to do. Plus, it's good for me for tracking purposes that, you know, if I run across one of these books again, I can know that I've already read it, even though, you know, I own this. So I am marking that I do own this edition, but that I am reading them separately. So essentially, this one is about a girl by the name of Mandy, who, due to mistaken identity, ends up getting kidnapped. I'm only, I think, 3 chapters in, so you can just see I've just started it. And she gets kidnapped, and it takes place in Miami, or just, you know, like on the water, mostly actually on the water in a boat. And she's been captured, and there's this cop who was kind of following her, and he saw what was going down, so he kind of jumped on the boat with her, and he is pretending to be her boyfriend. But she doesn't know that, and she still doesn't know what's going on, and she's going to blow his cover. So that's kind of where we are right now. Now, this book originally, it's an older one. This is actually an old Silhouette not special edition, Silhouette Intimate Moments novel. I believe it was originally published in, 1986. So it's an older one. So, do I have the cover? I don't think I have the cover. I'll try and remember to show it to you guys tomorrow, because my game plan is to finish this today. So it's not terribly long. So if you can see that little marker right there, that's the halfway point. That's the end of the first one. So I would like to get this done today. So we shall see, like just the first story, not the second one. And then I will be reading the second one afterward. But yeah, so I am looking forward to getting that done. The other one I actually hope to finish today, and I'm very, very close to finishing it. It's my audiobook. So let me go here to here, and I will show you guys the cover. So if you were watching last week, you know which book this is, but it is Rookie Instincts by Carol Erickson, and it is the first book in the Tactical Crime Division Traverse City series. So there's this one that I'm reading right now as well on audio, like I said. My goal is to get this one done today as well. I'm very, very close to finishing it. So I'm going to get that done, and then I can update you guys tomorrow on my final thoughts on it. So I'm not going to talk too much about it right now. It is an intrigue novel. So it is, there's something to do with these women being killed, drug smuggling, that kind of thing. So yeah, like I said, I will get more into this one tomorrow, but I have this one and the next 3 books in this series all on audio. It was part of a audio bind up. So after I'm done this one, then I plan on working my way through the next 3 books. So that's my goal for audio listening. And I did mention last week, and I've been mentioning it for a while, that I've been listening to my audiobooks at 1x speed. The narrator for these books is super slow. So I actually ended up kicking it up to 1.25, which I think I used to listen to my audiobooks at like 2.5 speed, and it was just too quick. So now dropping it down to this, I think that this might be a good spot for me. I shall see. It depends on the narrator. You know what I mean? Like if the narrator is slow or quick, I mean, that can differentiate, you know, how you want to listen to your audiobooks. So it is about 10:45 in the morning. I'm just getting ready to log on to work, working from home again as usual. And yeah, so that's a good thing. Yesterday went quick. The day of the time change always tends to go quickly because you lose that hour, right? So it's like, yeah, I got up around 7 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock, which is my normal wake up time. But then it's like all of a sudden you blink and it's noon, and then you blink and it's dinner time. And I'm like, what happened to the day? So I had planned on getting a lot more reading done yesterday and I didn't, but it always throws me off, and my sleep will be thrown off for about a week. So that's kind of blah. And today is a cold day again. We had some really nice weather last week, but now it's dropped back down. We're at 0 today is the high, Celsius. So yay. But anyway, today, other than working, that's really about all that I have to do. So, yeah, that's about it, you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Morning BookTube, happy Tuesday. It is the 16th of March, and it is just before 10 a.m. So I am sitting down with you here today to share with you the fact, or to share with you the 2 books that I finished yesterday. Yes, I finished 2 books yesterday. To be fair, the audiobook, last time I talked to you guys, I was like 10 minutes from finishing it. So I should have just finished listening to it yesterday and updated you yesterday, but regardless, here we are. So yeah, so I've got 2 books to share with you, 2 books to review with you, I should say. And that's pretty much about it. So I got some good reading done yesterday. The Heather Graham book that I finished, I was less than 50 pages into it, and I think it was a 250-page book. But I mean, I flew through it yesterday. Luckily, it was a bit quieter at work yesterday, so that was helpful in terms of being able to get some reading done. So that was nice. So I'll take it when I can get it, because it's not like that all the time, right? So yeah, so let's jump into what I finished this week, or what I finished today or yesterday. I'm all over the place here, you guys. Clearly, more coffee is needed. I've got it right here. I will have it when I'm done. So, because the first one was on audio, let me show you the pretty picture of it. My tablet is being super, super slow this morning. Sorry, guys. I should have had this up and ready to go when I sat down here and hit the record button. So the book that I finished yesterday, the first book I finished yesterday was right here. And that was Rookie Instincts by Carol Erickson. This is book number 1 in the Tactical Crime Division Traverse City series. It is Harlequin Intrigue number 1959. This was originally published in November of 2020, and it is, of course, a romantic suspense. I gave this 4 stars. I really liked it. I thought it was really good. So essentially what the plot is, it's this group of 4 agents, FBI agents. So there's our main character in this story named Aria. And then there's these other 3 that are the next 3 books are going to be their stories, essentially. And anyway, she's working with a guy by the name of Grayson. So the plot of this one is that there are these women who are being killed, and they all look the same. They all have brown hair and brown eyes. But not only that, they all have the same ID for the same name. So they're trying to find out what's going on, and it's something to do with drug smuggling. It takes place in Port Huron. I'm not 100% certain where that is, but I know it's up near the Canadian border. Is it like Michigan area? I don't know. For those of you who might know that, do let me know. I could look it up very easily. You know what? We've got the computer open in front of us. Let's find out together, shall we? Port Huron, whether it is in Michigan. Okay. It is, it's up, okay, for my Canadian friends, it's up near Sarnia. Tell me a Canadian location and I know where it is. But I guess that there is a lake between the two, so essentially these drugs are being smuggled using these women between Michigan and Ontario. So, there's a bit of a Canadian connection in here. But yeah, so these girls are winding up dead. Now, Grayson, who Aria is working with, he is not an FBI agent. He is not any sort of government official, police, detective, none of those things. He is like a businessman, kind of an idea. But the one girl who was killed is his half-sister, and she left behind a 6-month-old little baby boy. So he's trying to also get custody of his nephew. So that kind of is working its way through the story as well. And of course, there is a relationship between Aria and Grayson. This was really good, really interesting. I really liked all the aspects of it. Even though our main character in the story is Aria, you are seeing these other characters. Max and Axel is this guy. I cannot remember her name. She's in the next book. So I will very quickly find out. You are introduced to a lot of other characters as well. And this is, like I said, it's the Tactical Crime Division, Traverse City series. There was just a Tactical Crime Division series. So I think those characters are from that series. So you're kind of seeing characters, if you've read that one, you're re-seeing characters, but you're not being given away a lot of their backstory. So that's cool. But yeah, 4 stars. Really enjoyed this one. Again, I got all 4 of this series in a bind-up, an audio bind-up on Audible, which I cannot find anymore. I think it might have only been available for like a month as a special deal or something like that. It cost me a credit. So I got 4 books for 1 credit. So I'm going to thoroughly enjoy listening to the rest of them. They are not separate audiobooks, so it's like one long audiobook, which is like 24 hours long. So I'm working my way through them, but I'm labeling them on Goodreads separately. So yay, I enjoyed that one very much. So the next one that I finished yesterday, speaking of bind-ups and things like that, was I finished A Matter of Circumstance by Heather Graham, which is the first in this anthology, this duology, if you will, which is just a bind-up of 2 previously published books. So this was originally, you know what, I found not found, it wasn't very difficult to find. It's not like I hunted out, anything. But I do have a copy of the original cover, and I just want to show you guys because it is all kinds of 1980s awesome. So here's the original cover. So we have A Matter of Circumstance by Heather Graham. This is Harlequin. Now, it says it's Silhouette Intimate Moments. This is now known as the Harlequin Romantic Suspense line, number 174. This was originally published in January of 1987. It is, of course, a romantic suspense novel. I read this for March Mystery Madness. This was for the prompt of space because I was using the word matter as like dark matter, space. That's how I fit that. And also I read this for the Pass the Parcel challenge on the Romance Readers group on Goodreads. They do this Pass the Parcel challenge a number of times a year. You sign up in advance. I try to always sign up for it because I love doing it. So you're put in a group of people, and every week you're given a prompt for a book that you need to read that week. And for this week, it was to read a book that is set in a coastal town, and this takes place in Miami, and in the Bahamas. So it absolutely fitted the prompt. So yeah, so there's the original cover in all of its glory to show you guys. I may have it in my cart on Thrift Books to get myself a copy because it's just all kinds of awesome and I need it in my collection. So anyway, sorry about Presley crying away. We had a furnace guy come in today, like my mom was getting the furnace cleaned, and my 2 cats, Gorn and Bernard, both took off. There are eyes underneath my bed, attached to a big black fur ball, but I don't know which cat that actually is, and I think Presley is looking for them, so he's not scared at all. He was out and about. He had no problems. So anyway, back to the book. So the plot of this is the story of Amanda and Sean. And Amanda, I don't want to give too much away because some of the plot is revealed to the reader as we're reading it. But she is believed to be the wife of this senator in Florida. And this senator is kind of responsible for putting these Cuban refugees in jail. Very much the 1980s, the late 1980s. For anyone who's familiar with the history of that time period and stuff like that, this was on point for the time period. And anyway, there's a guy who wants his father freed. And he kidnaps Amanda, and they get her on this boat, and there's this cop by the name of Sean who knew this was going to happen and is trying to stop it. So he ends up jumping on the boat as well, and he has to pretend that he is Amanda's lover, essentially, and that's why he is following her, kind of an idea. Even though she's married, he's supposedly the gardener. He's actually a cop, a Miami cop. So the story kind of goes from there. The one thing I have to say about this is I got serious vibes reading this of the movie Overboard with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. I actually looked it up. It came out the same year. So this was published in January, and I think Overboard came out later that same year. Now, the plot lines were different. Like in Overboard, for those of you who are unfamiliar with that movie, it's such a cheesy 80 great little rom-com. It's about a woman who's very, very well-to-do who ends up falling off of her yacht and hitting her head, and she has amnesia. And Kurt Russell, who is, wrong side of the tracks, him and I think he's got 2 or 3 boys, he rescues her, but she has no memory of who she is. He knows who she is because I think he works for her husband or something like that. And he pretends that she is his wife, and she's got to pretend, like, she thinks this is real. She thinks this is her life, but it's a big kind of a joke or a game to him. Anyway, that's a plot of the movie. Again, it's maybe not it's not an Academy Award winning anything, but it's a delight. For those of you who have seen Overboard, it's just fun. But I got vibes of that from this because Amanda, she's kind of being plucked out of the life that she knew. Now, she doesn't have amnesia of any kind, but she knows the truth of who she is, and nobody else on the boat seems to know that, and she thinks that Sean is one of the bad guys, and in reality, he's actually a cop. So there's kind of a lot of mistaken identity, things that people are keeping secrets from each other, and the fact that at least a good half of this book takes place on a boat is a lot of fun too, and then some of it takes place on this very small island in the Bahamas. So really, really fun. I mean, it was 1987. Like, I'm gonna be real. There were phrases and things that happened in this book that would not fly in romance novels today. Certain phrases that were used and things like that. Not derogatory, but still stuff that kind of makes you go, no, not so much. And also a lot of references, 80s references, which I mean, as a child of the 80s, that just made me happy. Like, I love the fact that when they republished this, they did not rewrite it. They didn't change the pop culture references, if you will, because in one scene he's talking about he went to the disco and was dancing with his ex-girlfriend to John Denver. And in a couple instances, when the FBI finally, figures out what's going on and they all kind of, stop whatever from happening, the FBI guy is kind of referring to Sean as Sonny Crockett, which is, I think, was it Don Johnson's character in Miami Vice? So again, the pop culture references are just a delight. So yeah, I gave this one 4 stars, you guys. I liked it. It was fun. It was entertaining. It was a good way to spend a day. That's the way that I look at it. I am not a critical reviewer. You guys probably know that about me. I read books because I love books and they make me happy. So, this one was just an absolute delight and I thought it was a lot of fun. And do I recommend it? Sure. Why not? Pick it up. Just don't take it too seriously, essentially. So what am I currently reading, you guys? So I'm about to, once I'm done recording this, I'm going to sit and I'm going to start my next audiobook, which is, it's the next one in the Traverse City series. And this is Toxin Alert by Tyler Ann Schnell. So this is the next one that I am going to be reading. So I'm very much looking forward to this one. I will update you guys more on this tomorrow. And then my print book for the day, I'm hoping, as it looks as of when I logged off work last night, it might be another quiet day today. I don't know. I may be able to finish this because it's not terribly long. But I am reading The Bachelor Girl's Guide to Murder by Rachel McMillan. This is the first book in the Herringford and Watt series. This is the read-along that I am doing here on my channel for March Mystery Madness, and there is going to be a live show this coming Saturday. So you'll probably hear my full thoughts on this again on Saturday before you see this video go up on Sunday. But I am reading this this originally started as a buddy read with Rainy over at Rainy Day Reads, and I believe we have a couple other people who have joined in now, which I'm super excited about. I love this book, and the thing is, when you love a book, it may not be the best book ever, and I always get nervous when other people read them because it's like, okay, I love it for these reasons, but is anybody else going to like it? Kind of an idea, right? So we shall see. But yeah, so I am very much looking forward to this one. It is a sort of cozy mystery with 2 female amateur sleuths. But what really drew me into this one is that it takes place in Toronto in 1910. So there's some history there of Toronto. And the one thing I had forgotten, because this is a reread for me, is that there is actually footnotes, you guys. There's footnotes in a fiction novel. Like, see? So you get a part and then it tells you the footnote. So for this one, it says that he works for the Hogtown Herald. And the one guy's a newspaper reporter. Then the footnote is Canada. And these are footnotes that are actual historical fact, which I think is a lot of fun. And it says, Canada's largest city acquired the moniker Hogtown in the previous century, born of the sprawling stockyards of the W.M. Davis Company, one of the largest meat packers in the country. And I still think a lot of people refer to Toronto as Hogtown. So, yeah. That was a lot of fun. But I had to show you the other thing in this one. So, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see if I can get my finger to actually point over there. Right? Come on. See the flowers? The big pink flower thing, right there above my finger? Just over from that against this bookcase here, I cannot get my finger to exactly point right there. So I have a cup. And it is, excuse me, It's a Read Bliss mug that I got when I was, because I still do work with Read Bliss, but they sent out a care package a couple Christmases ago and I got this awesome mug. So that mug is actually used to hold all my bookmarks. And I just put the bookmarks in there in no particular order. It could be the middle of July and I might pull out a Christmas bookmark. I don't care. I just pull the next one out and go ahead and use it for what I'm reading. So I pulled the next bookmark for this book when I started it this morning, and I just have to show you guys because it is so perfect. So it says Rainy Day Reading, and I am reading this with Rainy from Rainy Day Reads. It was totally unintentional. It just worked out that way. Is that not awesome? It just makes me so happy when stuff like that happens. So yeah, this is one from S.J. Wonderlands. I absolutely love their bookmarks. Her bookmarks, they are my favorite, my absolute favorite. Anytime she has new ones that come out, I immediately go ahead and pick them up. Unless they're fandom ones. If they're like Harry Potter fandom or this or that fandom, generally I'm not big into the fandoms, but the general ones like this or her holiday ones and stuff, I absolutely love. And there is some Gilmore Girl ones that I think are charming. But yeah, so anyway, that's what I'm reading. So, bit of a longer clip today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Morning BookTube. Today is the 17th of March and it is just after 11 in the morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I know I'm not wearing any green. I'm sorry. I didn't even think about that when I got up and got dressed this morning. I am sporting another holiday though. Christmas. My shirt actually says, all of the otter reindeer. Is that not delightful? I love it. Christmas shirts are for year round. I've said that before. And sorry, I've got very fluffy hair this morning. It's like static clingy, so it's like sticking up and doing all kinds of weird things. But anyway, like I said, happy St. Patrick's Day to anyone who celebrates it. My husband's of Irish descent. I'm sure I've got it somewhere down the line, down the lineage. But yeah, reading update for yesterday. So I did not get nearly as much reading done as I wanted to because I was busy at work yesterday, and then last night I was on a live show with Elizabeth over at Lizzie Faye Loves Books, talking all about cozy mysteries, which was super duper fun. So that was really enjoyable. But I am, as of now, I'm a bit further in, but as of yesterday, I was about 10% of the way through Toxin Alert by Tyler Ann Schnell. This is the second book in the Tactical Crime Division Traverse City series. And this one actually takes place in Amish country, you guys. So for anyone who is thinking about participating in March in Amish in April next month with Elizabeth and I over again at Lizzie Faye Loves Books, this one would absolutely probably fit the Amish prompts. So in this story, it starts out that it takes place in an Amish community called Potter's Grove, I want to say, or something like that. And our female lead in this one, I want to say her name is Cheryl. She is one of course, the FBI agents, one of these 4 FBI, she's that one. And they are all called to this small Amish community because not only have all of these cows been murdered, but so have 2 people. And it was from anthrax poisoning, of all things. So this woman is the, she's kind of like the infectious, like chemical disease kind of expert. So she's kind of running the show for this case. And she meets a man who lives in town who's kind of their liaison with the Amish because he is former Amish, much like Kate Burkholder in the Kate Burkholder series, that he was raised Amish but decided not to join the church, and he is now an outsider to the Amish community. But of course has ties to the Amish community because that's his family, and still knows, of course, a lot about their customs and the way that they do things. So he's, like I said, their liaison. So anyway, that's about as far as I am at this point. They've just kind of arrived in this town and they're investigating what is happening. I did get a bit more of this read this morning, so that was really good. And yesterday, because I haven't read any more of this today, but yesterday I'd hoped to finish The Bachelor Girl's Guide to Murder, but I didn't. I got about 30% of the way through it. So again, this is not a terribly long book. It comes in, like, the print copy comes in at just a little over 200 pages. So I'm hoping to get it done today. But I am about 9 chapters into it at this point, about not quite 75 pages. So I am really enjoying this. I've read it before. It's about our main characters, Jem and Miranda. I always want to say it's Miranda, but it's Miranda. And Miranda fancies herself like a female Sherlock Holmes. And this takes place in Toronto in 1910, and there has been some Irish girls murdered in a rundown. They come from a very rundown area of the city, like where the immigrants go when they arrive in Canada. And as a local Torontonian, it's really fun reading this about the street names and some of the areas in town. Like they talk about locations like the Winter Garden Theatre, the Elgin Theatre, Yonge Street, King Street, Shooter. These are all locations that I am familiar with growing up in the city or being this close to the city. So for me, it's an extra bit of fun. Yeah. I have to admit, though, and I realized this the first time I read it because this is a reread for me, that Miranda is not the most likable character, and I will be honest about that. And I will talk about this more in the live show when we do that on Saturday. But yeah, I am enjoying this. It's a quirky and fun little read, and I like it. So yeah. So anyway, guys, that is about it for today's clip. I hope you guys have a fun St. Patrick's Day, and if you celebrate it, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hi guys, it is Thursday. It is the 18th of March, and I am just about to start work, and I'm coming to you with a very, very, very quick clip to tell you I still haven't finished anything. I am not even going to bother showing you what I'm reading because I've been showing you for the past 2 days. I'm reading Toxin Alert on audio by Tyler Ann Schnell, and I am really enjoying it, but I listen to my audiobooks in the morning, typically, but last few days I've been busy. Like this morning, Garrett and I went over to Walmart because we had to pick up a few things, and oh guys, I'm so excited. They had Cadbury Cream Egg coffee creamer, and Cadbury Cream Eggs are like my favorite thing ever. I actually picked up a couple of them this morning when I was at Walmart as a little snack for this afternoon or tomorrow or whatever. So I got that, but as coffee creamer. So I'm so, so excited about that. I'm still finishing off the one bottle of another kind that I have that I opened a couple weeks ago. It takes me about a week and a bit or so to go through a thing of coffee creamer. It's from International Delights, if anyone else is interested in seeing if you can find it. So it was really funny because they had one in the cooler cabinet at Walmart. And I reached down to grab it, and I noticed that there was one way, way in the back, like hidden behind some things. I literally got down there and grabbed the other one. I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to like it because I've never tried it before, but I am totally intrigued. So usually here in Canada, we do not get a lot of these specialty flavors that you guys in the States get. Like every year when I used to go down, like prior to COVID times, when I would go down to New York in October, I would buy like 4 bottles each of and I bring a cooler with me, of the pumpkin spice one, coffee creamer, and the peppermint mocha one, which is like the Christmas one. And this year we got both of them up here in Canada. So I was so excited about that. And I know in years prior, they've had Peeps flavored coffee creamer, which I've never tried, but I am very intrigued. But they didn't have that, but they had this Cadbury one. So I'm very excited to try it. I will keep you guys updated on my thoughts on it. Hopefully maybe tomorrow or Saturday. I should get in, because I think tomorrow I have just a little bit of the one I'm still using. I don't like to open a new one until I finished what I already have. So yeah, so I'll let you guys know my thoughts on that. But anyway, where was I going with this? Oh yes, so I listen to my audiobooks in the morning, but I just haven't had a lot of time because like I said, like yesterday we were busy. This morning we had to go to Walmart because I like doing that before I start work. So we're not stuck going, on my lunch break or after work. So yeah, so that's a thing. And so I'm about halfway through Toxin Alert, and then I have less than 100 pages left of the Bachelor Girl's Guide to Murder by Rachel McMillan. I'm really mad at myself. I should have had that finished. It's not a long book. I do not know what's going on, but I need to spend some more time reading instead of just sitting here scrolling on Instagram or Facebook. That's part of my problem, and I think we're all kind of in that. So yeah, but I'm hoping to finish at least that one today. And yeah, but anyway, guys, that is it. Like I said, I was just doing a quick little jump in and I got talking about coffee creamer. Because, why not? But anyway, I should jump in and start work, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys. Morning BookTube, happy Friday. It is the 19th of March and it is about 9:45 in the morning. So here I am with an update for today. Nothing too terribly interesting yesterday. I gave you guys that little clip of what kind of happened yesterday, and the fact that it's taken me far too long to read the books that I am currently reading. But I did finish a book yesterday. So the other little thing I want to share with you guys is that my brother stopped by the house this morning to fix something for my mom, and he dropped off my belated birthday gift that my sister-in-law ordered for me, and this thing is awesome, so I wanted to show you guys. She got me this bracelet, and it is from the Sea Turtle Conservatory. So there's a card, right? It comes with this card, and it's like a turtle that you adopt, so you can scan this with your phone, and it shows you like where the turtle lives, but it comes with this bracelet. So isn't that pretty? And it's a well-made bracelet, so it's got a little sea turtle on it. I just thought it was so pretty, and I just love it. So I wanted to show you guys that because I thought it was really neat. So it's the Wildlife Collections, I believe, is the actual website. My sister-in-law got a polar bear one, and there's lots of different ones. So you're like adopting animals in a way, and some of the money, I guess, goes to help them. So I kind of really love that, and that you actually get a turtle named Leia, in my case. So like I said, I just want to share that with you guys because I thought it was really, really cool. So anyway, I did finish a book yesterday, so that's why I am here, of course, to talk to you. Yesterday, I finished The Bachelor Girl's Guide to Murder by Rachel McMillan. This is book number 1 in the Herringford and Watts series. Now, there is a novella that comes before this one called, what is it called? A Matter of Something or Another? I know about, what is it called? A Singular and Whimsical Problem is the novella that comes before it. So there's, quote unquote, there's like 6 books in this series, but there's 3 full-length novels and 3 novellas. So it's like novella, novel, novella, novel is the way it goes. And the novels happen every other year. So this one takes place in 1910. The second book is in 1912 and then 1914. I love this. I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was absolutely adorable. This is a reread for me. I read this back in 2016, I think for the first March Mystery Madness that I participated in. And the whole reason that I was really drawn to this book in the first place is that it takes place in Toronto in 1910, which was a lot of fun. I mean, for someone who has grown up in the city and is familiar with the landmarks and things like that, it's really fun to read it, like St. James Cathedral, Massey Hall, what else? The Elgin Theatre, the Winter Garden Theatre. These are all locations, the street names, Shooter and King, and Yonge Street, of course, they're all named, and it's a lot of fun. So the whole premise of the story is about 2 friends named Miranda Harrington and Jem Watts. Jemiah, I believe, is her actual name, but she goes by Jem. And Miranda has fancied herself a girl detective. So she wants to be just like Sherlock Holmes, kind of an idea. So she enlists Jem as her Watson. And the 2 of them are solving these kind of very petty crimes that are happening in a kind of a poor area of town. And then 2 immigrant girls are actually murdered. So they are trying to track down the killer for that. So it's a lot of fun. It's really interesting, and I love all the secondary characters as well. I'll be honest, Miranda is not the most... If it was Miranda by herself, I don't know if I would have liked this book as much. But Jem, really, she's the gem of the story, to be honest. Her and Ray DeLuca, who is a reporter, the 2 of them kind of have a bit of a budding romance, and it's adorable. And I adore Jem. I think she's like my favorite character in this book or this series. And like I said, she complements Miranda well. If it was her all by herself, like Miranda, I don't know if I would have liked the story as much. She's a bit more of a brash character, and I also found that you don't get as much into her backstory the way you do with Jem. Like, I just feel like you don't know her as well. So yeah, but it's really, really cute. It's a great little cozy mystery. Really fun, really adorable, and I recommend it. If you want to, if you're into historical cozies, I know I was on a cozy mystery live chat the other night with Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books and a couple of other great booktubers who were talking cozies, and most people do not really love the historical. I am a big fan of the historical. I just love history. So this was a lot of fun, and there's a great author's note in the back saying the liberties that she took with certain things, you know, and what was fact and what was fictional, you know. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I absolutely recommend it. And like I said, I gave it 5 stars. This was originally published in March of 2016. And this was for the March Mystery Madness prompt of single, because a bachelor is a single person, and that's how I worked the title for that one. So what am I currently reading? I am still listening to, I'm hoping to get this done today, guys, like seriously hoping to get this done today. Let me bring up the cover. Let me go over here and over here and here. So I am currently reading on audio Toxin Alert by Tyler Ann Schnell. This is the second book in the Tactical Crime Division Traverse City series. I talked about this one the other day. It takes place in Amish country. A bunch of cows die, and then father and son end up dying, and they believe it's because of anthrax poisoning. So our main character, Carly, is working with a gentleman who lives in town named Noah, who is former Amish. He was raised in the Amish community, but decided not to join the church when he became of age. So the two of them are kind of hunting down the killer. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. I'm a little bit more than halfway through it. I would really like to get this done today. So I'm hoping if I have some quiet time here today while I'm working away, like if I'm doing any entry or doing any admin type stuff that, you know, paperwork and such, I can just pop my earbuds in and listen to this. So that's kind of my, it's kind of my goal today. So I'm hoping so. And today's actually going to be a bit of a shorter day for me. I think I mentioned the other day that on Wednesday I worked through my lunch hour because my coworker had to leave for an appointment. So I offered to just work through my lunch. We have somebody else that we could call in, but there was no sense in her coming in for like an hour or just logging on to her computer for an hour. So she usually does the weekend shift. So I just said I'll work through my lunch, and then my manager said to me that I could leave early on Friday or log off early on Friday. So I'm done today at 6 instead of 7, which is very exciting, and I am looking forward to it. It's only an hour, but I think it makes a big difference, especially because this has been the week of the time change. So it's kind of nice to have, like, to get back that extra hour in a way. That's how I'm looking at it. Oh, and an update on my coffee creamer. I have not tried it yet. My game plan, because I already had a cup of coffee this morning, if you couldn't tell from me, that I did get a large. So I usually have half, and then I warm up and have the other half later. Like I just get it black, and then I add my own creamer at home. So my plan is to go down and make my second coffee. So I'll let you guys know either later today or tomorrow my thoughts on it, on the Cadbury creamer situation. So the other book that I started last night when I finished The Bachelor Girl's Guide to Murder, I'm just going to show it to you on this because it's just easier to hold than my tablet. This is my, of course, my Kobo Libra H2O. A part of me, now that I'm looking at the Kobo Forma, which is comparable in a way to the Kindle Oasis, I'm almost debating on upgrading this one to that one because, and I know this is going to be the stupidest thing ever, it has a flat front. See, so this one is like, can you see, like it's actually like, it's embedded, the screen is embedded, whereas the Forma, much like the Kindle Oasis, has that flat front, like it's a completely flat, like this, like there's no, you know what I mean? Like it's flat. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, what am I currently reading is ebook today. Today I am reading The New Deputy in Town by B.J. Daniels. This is the second book in the White Horse Montana series. This is actually, excuse me while I reach for it, the second book in this duology. So I've got this duology, which I love getting these. I love having these on my shelf. I think they're fantastic. But my library actually had a copy of this book on digitally. So instead of me reading it in this format, I'm reading it here. So that's the only difference. You know, because the one thing is that these can be difficult to read because of their size. And I know this sounds so weird of me, because other books I don't care. I don't want to crack the spine on these. I want to keep these in nice condition, right? Like if I'm reading another one of these at some point and I can't readily get the digital copy of the book, like if it's not available at my library, I'm not going to pay for it because I already own the story. I'm not paying for it again. So if my library didn't have it, I would have read it out of there. But because they did, I'm reading it here. So yeah, The New Deputy in Town by B.J. Daniels. This is a Harlequin intrigue novel. There is the intrigue symbol right there. And yeah, this is essentially, I'm only 2 chapters into this, 2 or 3 chapters into it, about 10% of the way through. And it's about, I'm not absolutely certain what it's about yet, but it started off with this woman who we don't know who she is, goes out on Saturday nights for kicks, I guess, and she is beating the crap out of guys with baseball bats. I don't know why. I don't know why. So he is new in town. This deputy, his name is Nick, and he comes from Houston, so the big city, and he is now in this very, very small town of like 50 people. And like his first case that he had to go out on was to find out where this woman's chickens went to, who stole her chickens. So I did a quick look on Goodreads, and I know that this does not have the best ratings. Even some of my friends have rated this not very high, but we shall see. I like B.J. Daniels, so I feel like at least it will be well written, but we shall see what I think about the story. But it's only like 250 pages. Hoping I can get this done today. That would be great. If I could get this one and Toxin Alert done today, I will be doing very, very well, and that will make me very happy. So we shall see. But anyway, guys, I will update you guys tomorrow. And yeah, that's about it. Talk to you then. Bye, guys. Morning BookTube, happy Saturday. Today is the 20th of March and it is just before 10 o'clock in the morning. I have been out, I have gotten my coffee. I have my coffee right here. Today I am using the Cadbury Creamer, very exciting. I didn't get any pictures of what it looks like, but I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen it in your stores. Maybe I'll try and do that tomorrow just in case. But I did have some of it yesterday afternoon with my second coffee that I had. And it's good. I'm surprised it's not as sweet as I anticipated. Oftentimes when you get these like specialty flavors, they're like extra sweet. And this one was not. So I'm very happy with that. It's more chocolatey than anything else, but that's cool. I'm fine with it. So yeah, so that is that. What else went on yesterday? Not much, guys. It was quiet at work. I had a little talk with my manager about stuff, and she says across the industry, it's been quiet. So it's not just our firm. Which is, it's good and it's not. Do you know what I mean? Like, to know it's not just you. Kind of an idea. So yeah, so it was a quiet day, but I got some reading done, but I did not finish what I wanted to finish. So I'm a little bit disappointed in that. I have my e-reader, but I don't have my tablet close to me to show you guys the cover of the audiobook that I am still listening to. So yeah, I am still listening to Toxin Alert by Tyler Ann Schnell. I'm about 52% of the way through it, so I would really like to get it done today. I actually don't have a lot on my docket. I was going to do a couple videos today, but I'll be honest, guys, I'm feeling extra lazy today. I don't know what it is. It's the first day of spring, and it's supposed to be nice out, and, you know, I kind of just want to maybe sit outside for a bit or something. So I think I'm actually going to do some recording tomorrow. And maybe, we'll see, because I'm working from home, I do have the ability to do it over my lunch break, so I might just do that as well. So we shall see how that works out, but there will be videos coming next week. I've got 2 already planned, potentially even 3 videos planned next week, because I only had really 1 out this week, other than this one, right? So yeah, so that's my game plan on that. In a little bit, I'm doing a quick little Instagram live with Bree over at Falling for Romance to announce something very exciting. I will talk about it tomorrow. It really doesn't matter because you guys are not going to see this vlog until tomorrow, but I just want to make sure that everything kind of goes tickety-boo before I say anything. And yeah, I'll mention it tomorrow because it's very, very exciting. I'm very excited about it anyway. And so, yeah, so like I said, I want to finish listening to my audiobook today. That's my goal. And I do want to finish the ebook I was reading. I had planned on finishing this yesterday, but guys, I got watching FlossTube or, you know, like BookTube for cross-stitcher, like, you know what I mean? Like the stuff that talks all about cross-stitch, their cross-stitch podcasts and stuff like that. So I got watching a lot of that yesterday, and they're not short. Like, they generally average around between a half an hour to an hour and a half. So I was watching a bunch of those yesterday. So, I didn't get as much reading done, but I am looking to finish today. I'm 40% of the way through The New Deputy in Town by B.J. Daniels. So here it is on my Kobo, like I showed you guys yesterday. I'm not absolutely loving this one, I have to be honest. The mystery part of it is pretty good. So what has happened is that this all takes place in a very, very small town in Montana. The series is called White Horse, Montana. This is the second book. I have not read the first book. But I'm not feeling like I'm missing anything from the first book. That's not my issue. So there is a murder that has taken place at a community center. They were having a big, like a whole community-wide engagement party for this couple. And the couple seems to be having problems. He seems to be a bit abusive to her, or a lot abusive to her. There's no small or large amount of abuse. Abuse is abuse, right? And so they're trying to find out what's going on with that. And then this woman ends up dying at this party because she ate something that had arsenic in it. So the story's kind of going from there. And Nick is our new deputy. And he is the one who is kind of trying to figure out what's going on. But he has a history of his own that isn't really being divulged yet. But he's on the run or hiding from something or somebody. So that's interesting. Now, there is a romance in here because this is a Harlequin intrigue, and it's between him and Lacey. Now, Maddie is the girl who's getting married. She's young. She's only about 19. And Lacey's quite a bit older than her, but not quite a bit, but Lacey's a bit older than her, and she is her cousin. So it was her, Lacey, and her sister Lainey who hosted this party. And anyway, the relationship that's going to happen is between Lainey and Nick. But guys, the relationship just isn't there. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's like B.J. Daniels had this great plot idea for this mystery kind of thing that was going on in this town. And then she's like, oh, but wait, I'm writing a Harlequin intrigue, so I really should throw a romance in here too. That's how it feels to me. So we shall see. Like I said, I'm hoping to finish it today. I'm not loving it, but I do love B.J. Daniels. And she writes some really, really great books. So I am giving it the benefit of the doubt at this point. I'm going to finish it. I have no interest in DNFing it because there seems to be a lot of suspects in town. And it's one of those, in a way, it's almost like a closed door mystery because it's a very, very small town. So it's like, what's going on? And then plus, I think I mentioned yesterday, there's this other thing with somebody going out on Saturday night and beating up these men, like these big burly men who are leaving like bars and stuff like that. So I want to find, essentially the reason I'm continuing to read is I want to find out who done it. I could care less at this point about the romance. I'm more about the mystery. So we shall see where this lands tomorrow. But I will, of course, be doing one more clip for this vlog tomorrow morning to update you guys on my reading for today. So I'm hoping that I will have 2 books to talk about, both the Toxin Alert and this one. So we shall see how that goes. But anyway, guys, that's about all that I have for today's clip. I did get some video just before this of Presley out in front of our big picture window downstairs yelling at the birds. I just love when they do that chirping thing, when cats do that chirpy thing to the birds. So there's doves in the yard and stuff like that. So, but if I get some more video today, I will try and do that like I'm just out and about. Garrett and I are going in a little bit. We're going to go over for a quick visit to my aunt, and then I'm stopping at the library because I have to drop off a book and I want to pick something up as well. So I'll see if I can get video of that. If not, that will be coming in a video next week. That's kind of the extra video that might be coming next week, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, guys, that's about it. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, friends. Happy Sunday. Today is the 21st of March, and it is about 9:30 in the morning. And I just finished doing my update for the book that I finished last night, and I thought I would sit down and finish off this vlog with the last clip. Sorry, Sunday hair. It's a lazy day today. I'm still in my, well, I've got my big oversized sweater on. I wear this thing a lot. It is super, super comfortable. But it's a little bit chilly out this morning. It's supposed to warm up this afternoon, which my husband is looking forward to because he wants to go out for a ride on his bike. But yeah, so like I said, sitting down for the last clip of this vlog, I did finish a book last night, so yay on that. That puts me at 4 books finished for the week. Not too shabby. And yeah, so I'm excited to sit down and talk to you guys. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I was going to tell you. So, oh yeah, so I think I mentioned yesterday, now I didn't get a picture of it and I wish I had, but the, and maybe I'll put that in the next vlog because I still have like almost, you know. Morning guys, happy Sunday. Today is the 21st of March and it is about 9:30 in the morning. So sitting down with you guys for the final clip for this vlog, I am of course going to be sharing with you the book that I finished yesterday. So I did finish another book yesterday, yay. That puts me at 4 books completed for the week, not too shabby. No, I did not get the audiobook done yesterday because I got very little audiobook listening done yesterday. I'm a little disappointed in that, but it happens. Life happens. Yesterday turned out to be a lot busier of a day than I anticipated. So my husband and I went out in the morning and we were out for a good couple of hours and then came home and I had a few like live show, Instagram live things to do. We had an announcement yesterday over on my friend Bree, Falling for Romance, her Instagram, that her and I have started a podcast. So this has been in the works for a couple of months, and we are super, super excited. And it's all going to be about category romance, and it's called the Categorically Romance Podcast. It is so exciting. Her and I are absolutely thrilled. The first episode went up on Saturday, yesterday, and I'm trying to think of what else to tell you guys. It's on both iTunes and Spotify. So if you go ahead and do a search on those, you will find it. Like I said, 1 episode is up. We're going to have episodes probably, well, no, every Saturday is our goal. We have a lot of authors lined up right now to talk to. So we're really, really excited about all these things. So anyway, that is the exciting thing. And yeah, it's Sunday morning. I don't have much planned today at all. Like this, editing this, posting this, that's about it. Other than that, I want to sit and read. I want to get my audiobook done. I would like to get some good reading done in the next ebook I have started. I will share that. I'm not going to share the ebook with you guys because you guys can wait till next, or maybe I will. Maybe I will at the end. I'll let you guys know what I'm going to be reading today. Typically, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So the book that I finished yesterday was the second book in this bind up, this big bind up, and it was called A New Deputy in Town by B.J. Daniels. Let me bring up the actual cover of it. So in case you guys, for whatever reason, want to look for it for yourselves, you absolutely can. So let me just bring this up here on my tablet. Let me take that down just a little bit because it's a little bit bright. There it is. Okay, so The New Deputy in Town by B.J. Daniels. This is kind of the redone cover. This isn't the original cover either, but just do a search on Goodreads and you'll find it. So this I gave 3.5 stars to. Unfortunately, I didn't absolutely love it. This is the second book in the White Horse Montana series, and it's Harlequin Intrigue number 1002. It was originally published in July of 2007, so like 14 years ago, you guys. Wow. That's craziness. And this is, of course, a romantic suspense novel. So the plot of this story kind of was a little bit all over the place. And I talked about this a little bit yesterday too, I believe. So essentially, what it is, it's about our new deputy in town named Nick Rogers. And he comes to this very, very, very small town called White Horse, Montana. There's like 50 residents or something like that. And he's expecting, you know, like maybe a traffic incident, unfortunately some domestic violence calls, missing chickens. Like it's a small town. He's not expecting like anything major. But then it turns out that one of the residents drops dead at an engagement party. And there are other people, these other men in town, who are being beaten up when they leave bars on Saturday nights. So there's kind of that bit of a mystery. And then within that, he meets Lainey, who is in town for the summer, staying at her grandparents' house. Her and her sister have been doing that since they were children. So they've come to spend a few weeks. And anyway, a relationship develops between him and Lainey. So my biggest issue with this book was the relationship itself. There wasn't much of anything. It was just, I think I mentioned this yesterday, it's like the author was writing this great suspense novel, and then realized, oh wait, it's a romantic suspense. I really should throw romance in there, because I didn't feel it. I wasn't buying the romance at all. If the romance had been good, this could have definitely been a 4.5-star read for me. I really, really like B.J. Daniels. This is the first book by her that I've been a bit disappointed in. Typically, I really like her stuff, but I mean, this is an older work. It's 14 years old, right? So it is what it is. And the mystery part of it, though, is what kept me reading. Like, that was really good. Like, there were kind of 2 mysteries that were being, 3 actually, because Nick himself has a bit of a history that you don't really find out about until you find out with the rest of the characters in the book, which I really like when that is done that way. Kind of a showing, not telling, kind of an idea. And yeah, so there's the mystery of the woman who died, and then there's also this mystery about who's beating up these guys. There's the mystery about him. There seems to be an incident, an issue with Maddie, who is Lainey's cousin, younger cousin, who is engaged to this guy named Beau, and he seems to be like a real jerk face, and you know, there's kind of a lot going into a 250-page book. So that was part of the issue as well. But overall, I really liked it. Now, as I said, this is the second book in the series. No way was I at all spoiled for the first book. This could have been a standalone as far as I'm concerned, other than the fact it took place in this small town. So that's my assumption, is that that's what B.J. Daniels has done, is just created all these stories within this small town. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad book. Wasn't a great book, though. If you're looking for a true romantic suspense that can balance both the romance and the suspense, this isn't the way to go. But if you really want a good suspense novel, this one was really, really enjoyable, if you could just forget about the fact that there's supposed to be a romance in there. So yeah, so that was that for that book. I did want to show you guys my bookmark, because even though I didn't read physically from here, I still put a bookmark in here just because I want a reason to use these bookmarks. And I was talking about them, I think, earlier in this vlog. The one that I used for the Bachelor Girls Guide to Murder. And all of my bookmarks come from S.J. Wonderlands. So as I use them, I think I'll show them to you guys, because some of them are really cool. So this one is a Gilmore Girls bookmark. And it says, how many cups of coffee have you had today? And she says, none, +5. Now, I'm not a Gilmore Girls person. I've watched the first season, and then I just didn't continue on. After that, my mom is a huge fan. But I get the pop culture. Like, I get the pop culture of the show, and the fact that Lorelai is very, very much a coffee addict. So I totally appreciate her on that level, because, guys, we've already got our own coffee this morning. Yes, of course. With my Cadbury coffee creamer in it, which is so good, guys. It's really good. I was pouring it into the cup, because I poured it into the cup and then I put my coffee in, right? So it mixes really nicely. And my mom looks in the cup and she's like, oh my gosh, it looks like chocolate milk. I said, it does, doesn't it? It's really yummy. It's not like, hold on, like with the Cadbury cream eggs, right? I still have this one from the other day. I haven't broken into it yet. I'm saving it. I don't know what for. I can get more at Walmart, but that's not the point. They have a very, very, very sweet center. If you guys have never had a Cadbury cream egg, they have like an egg-looking center to them. And it's like pure sugar, right? Like, let's be real. The entire thing is pure sugar. But what the coffee creamer is literally like just the outside chocolate shell. That's the taste I get from it. So in case you guys are curious on my review on that, yeah, I like it. 2 thumbs up from me. So what am I currently reading today? I was debating on actually talking about this, because you won't see anything about these books until my next vlog, but that's okay. A little anticipation is always fun. So my goal today, as I've been talking about this book in every single clip of this vlog, I will be finishing Toxin Alert by Tyler and Schnell. So let me bring that up here. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so I'll be finishing this today. I have an hour left on it. While this vlog is actually doing its, like, what do you call it? Exporting or whatever it is, once I've put it all together, I'll be sitting and listening to this, finishing this while I do some knitting. So that's yay. Oh, and I've bumped my audiobook speed up, guys, to 1.5. I know. I'm such a crazy and wild and crazy individual. But yeah, I did push it up to 1.5 because the narrator on this is slow. So I went up to 1.25, and then I was like, I can go up a little bit higher. So I went up to 1.5, and that seems to be a good spot for me, so we shall see. It'll all depend on the narrators for each individual audiobook, right? So anyway, so I'm planning on finishing that today. And then this morning while I was having my breakfast, I did start, I'm not even through the first chapter yet, of the new book by Jerry Croteau. This comes out in April. So I got an advance copy from the author, so thank you so much. And I am so excited. I love the cover on this one. I don't know what it is. The cover on this is just awesome. Do you guys ever look at books and be like, I want a print of that, like on my wall, like to have, wouldn't that be cool in a book room to like have all these different covers like framed? I think that'd be neat. This would be one. I don't know what it is, but I love this cover. So this is Colton Bullseye by Jerry Croteau. I just think it's absolutely fantastic. The colors and everything like that is just on point. It's really, really good. Really good cover design. So I don't know much about what this one is about just yet. It's the 4th in a series, but I have not read the other books in the series, but I'm sure I should be fine. I'm not too worried about that. But like I said, I'm maybe half a chapter into it at this point. So I hope to get a good bit of this read today too. We shall see. That's always the goal. Whether it actually happens or not is something completely different. But yeah, I will be talking more about this one in next week's vlog. So that's it, you guys. That's it for this week. I do hope that you enjoyed it. Oh, I didn't share. We had a bit of a scary experience last night. At least I did. So Goran was acting very strange. He was sick. He gets sick quite often, unfortunately. It's just a thing, and the vet told us don't worry too much about it. It's just some cats just end up getting sick more often. And when I sick, I mean like, bleh, sick. So my husband was telling me, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, we'll keep an eye on him. So I came downstairs, and he came around the corner, and he was walking. Now, Goran's a big guy. He's almost a 30-pound cat. He's also 14 years old. And he went to go lay down on the floor, and his back legs collapsed from underneath him, and he like kind of plopped on the floor. And then he laid there and he started panting like a dog, and I immediately got panicky because he's asthmatic as well, right? I thought, oh my gosh. So he stopped panting, and we were petting him, and Garrett says maybe we should give him an extra bit of his medicine like he does. He's on a puffer. I said it's a good idea. So I went upstairs to go get it because he was down on the main floor. I came up here to get it, and I went back down, and he had gotten back up again, and he was walking around, and then he came and laid back down. He laid back down without collapsing, which was good. But then as soon as he lay back down, he started doing the panting again. So immediately we gave him his medication, and I gave him just a little bit. Like usually we only hold it over his snout for like, 3 or 4 breaths, but I kept it on there for a good couple more to make sure he got all of the medicine. And he's been fine since. But I think that's what it was. Something I think triggered him. I don't know. I was spraying some of that Febreze in the bedroom because there was just because to kind of, freshen it up a little bit. And I think maybe he inhaled some of it. That's totally on me. But it did scare me last night. He's my baby. Anyone who is a pet parent totally understands. So yeah, it was a little bit of a scary thing last night, but he's fine this morning. No problems. Garrett and I were saying the weather's supposed to be getting really nice over the next week or so, that maybe during the day we'll start opening the windows a little bit to let some fresh air in, because I think for those of you who live in a colder climate, you know that in the winter you're kind of all boarded into the house. Like you don't open the windows. You've constantly got the heat running and stuff like that. It gets dry. It gets dusty, so to open those windows and to let that fresh air in, I think is going to make a world of difference. So I'm rambling, guys. I just thought I'd share that with you, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.